He was big man on campus. They all hate that I'm saying that, but it's the truth.
You wore a flag shirt, Sandy.
He was a great student. He was pre-med at Penn. He was captain of the tennis football team. He was an all-Ivy player, an all-around great guy. And the word on the campus was he was number 19 on your football program, number 1 in your heart. When we finally started going out, I would have to say that I was more into the sort of fun aspects of college life, and Jim was more into the academic aspects of college life. And some of our early conversations went something like me saying, like, what do you mean, Jim, you can't go out on a Wednesday night? And Jim saying something like, no, it's a school night, Sandy, and I have to study. And at first this was a little surprising. We just dated on weekends. But then I started to watch how Jim lived his life. And he was really impressive. Just like he is now, he had an incomparable work ethic. He was really disciplined. He set goals for himself, and he had a plan for his life. And he never avoided the obstacles and challenges to like putting those goals in play. So I really started to watch him, and I really, really loved the way he lived his life. And I have to say that it wasn't hard to watch him because he was so gorgeous. So the watching was sort of easy. But he really was a special guy, and still is. When I graduated from college, we wanted to get married, and our parents thought we were too young. Jim was in medical school, it would be too stressful, and I guess they thought that, you know, the combination of youth and stress was not a great setup for successful marriage. But we really were in love and we wanted to be together. So, but we didn't want to hurt our parents either. So we had this like great idea, let's elope, which is what we did. And we didn't tell anybody we were married, and then got married again when he graduated from medical school. So 40 years ago, on this very day, I know, on the same lovely Thanksgiving weekend, we drove to Elkton, Maryland, which was then the low capital of the world, and got married in a sweet but quirky wedding ceremony by a Baptist minister. I'm Catholic, Jim's Episcopalian. And shout out to Kathy and Kevin, my best friend from high school, and her husband, who were our witnesses. So it was a really fun and wonderful day. And about 3 a.m. in the morning, I just started to panic. I thought, oh my God, what do we do? We're married. Are we too young? Will it be too stressful? You know, will we make it? And I'm sure Jim was thinking, oh my God, like what did I do? But in typical Jim style, he was only concerned about how I was. And he said, you know, get your coat, get your jacket. We're going to just take a walk and you'll calm down. So our apartment was in Chestnut Hill, which all of you know is a magical little village. And we walked up to the main street, and it was all decorated for Christmas, and there were thousands of twinkling lights, and it was really beautiful, and no one was around. And I remember that walk as though it were yesterday. And we walked up to the avenue, and we sat on the steps of the church on the corner of Germantown Avenue and Bethlehem Pike, 2 young kids holding hands, and Jim told me, you never have to worry. We will make it, and I will always be there for you. And nothing in my life has been true than those words. And Jim has been the rock that I lean against, the person who has supported everything that I've wanted to do in my life. He's the person who's been there for me, for our children, for his patients, his partners, his family, his friends. And in typical Jim style, he does all of this without ever talking about himself. And I think I'm going to say, one of my favorite writers is the American Transcendentalist, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he wrote an essay on character. And there's a verse from that essay that has always reminded me of Jim. And it says, "Don't tell me who you are. What you do speaks so loudly, I cannot hear what you say." And that pretty much sums up Jim, who lives this life, this wonderful exemplary life, not talking about himself or what he's doing, but living it. And I have been watching. And I might add, it hasn't been hard because you're still So basically, I think Jim changed my life. I certainly became a better student because there was nothing else to do on a Wednesday night. We were dating Jim Bumgardner. And hopefully I became a better person by watching you. So it has been just my great honor to have walked hand in hand with you for these 40 years. I love you with all my heart. You're the finest person I know. Still the greatest looking guy I've ever seen. And I'm so very grateful.
Yay! Kiss, 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 kiss.
But not on the steps.
Oh, not on the steps. I know now. Oh my gosh.